Hi, my name is Cassandra Johnson, and for my final assignment for my presentation communication class, I chose to use the topic of cyberbullying for the main purpose that cyberbullying is something that should be punishable in school. Even though cyberbullying is done outside the school grounds, I still feel that the officials in the school should take some type of initiative to go ahead and try and bring awareness to it and bring this to an end. Cyberbullying is the use of words, verbal words, to bring down another individual or another student. It can bruise their ego. It can, you know, it can mess up their reputation in school. Um, there are different types of cyberbullying. It can be anything from a text message to an instant message or something that's going on in a chat room. Like I said, it's not physical contact, so it's not bullying. That's why it's called cyberbullying, because it's something that's done over social networks and over the internet. Cyberbullying is something that's triggered for many cases that are similar to bullying. There's trouble at home, or it's something that kids see being done, between adults, so they go ahead and carry it over to the internet. It gives some people, I guess, a sense of esteem. It brings their esteem up, feeling like they're picking on somebody over the internet. Many people are affected by it. When it comes to schooling, people think, oh, only the nerds get picked on, or only the nerds get bullied, or the smart kids. But it can be anywhere from the school jock to the cheerleader to somebody in band. There's nobody that's excluded from being bullied. There are many effects to cyberbullying. When it comes to the victim, they shut down. They lose focus on their school assignments. It really causes them to actually shut down and become secluded. A lot of the problem is they don't speak about it. They don't like to open up about it. They just take in what people are saying and think that's what the problem really is, that they're the problem, when in reality it's the person that's doing the bullying that's the problem. It can be anything, like I said, from a social shutdown to there's been tragedies where people have committed suicide. They've acted out harmfully, like there's been school shootings. And these were all from kids who were being bullied or picked on from somebody at their school, or rumors being spread about them on the internet through school, schoolmates. So these are all effects of cyberbullying as far as what can happen to the victim or what the victim may do to react. Cyberbullying is something that's not just done here in America, in the United States. I've done research, and it's actually known that Singapore is the second leading country to deal with cyberbullying. It's a big deal over there, and it's something that they're also trying to put a buckle on and bring to an end and bring awareness to, so more kids will stop acting on it. They'll think of a positive way to use their energy and stuff instead of trying to attack others with words over the internet. There are a few laws that already exist for cyberbullying, and there's 9 different states that actually, go ahead and are using the use of suspension in schools, which I think is a great idea, because initially with the suspension, it gives the student time to sit at home and think of what they did wrong and the effect that they really have on the other individual. There recently was a movie that came out called Cyberbullying. And this is a good example to use for this, because of the simple fact that it was about a girl who was being cyberbullied. And in the long run, come to find out, the person that was doing the bullying was her best friend. So it shows you that anybody can be a victim, and anybody can turn their back on you. I feel like all schools should go ahead and use the law of suspension, for the simple fact that it's something that needs to be brought to awareness. We hear about all the stories of kids committing suicide, and all the stories of, people being cyberbullied and nothing being done about it. If we want our kids to feel safe, we have to take action in school. There are many ways that people can help. If you know somebody is being cyberbullied, don't just take it in and be like, whatever, and walk away from it. Listen to them and give them advice. Try to help them. Try to make them speak out and be heard. Even though they're telling you in hopes of you carrying it on to somebody else. The victims look for help. They look for support. And when this happens, you have to be the individual to step up and actually go to school officials and let them know such and so is being bullied. It's affecting her. Something needs to be done, and it's by somebody in the school. If you don't speak up, you can't expect to be heard. Like I said, the suspension, it'll make the students more aware of how serious cyberbullying is, and it'll make individuals feel safer at school. A lot of kids, they think, oh, the school doesn't care. And a lot of people think that if it's done outside of school, why should the school have anything to do with what's going on? The reality is that it might have started outside of school, but it can carry over into school. So that's where the whole bringing in the suspension concept comes in. And the last thing, like I said, if you're a victim of cyberbullying, you have to speak up, because if you don't speak up, how are individuals supposed to know that you need to help? A lot of people keep it inside in fear of being bullied even more, or what could eventually happen outside of that. So in order to be heard, you have to speak up. You have to let your voice be heard. There's also a link that I'm including on here to let individuals know where they can go for more information about cyberbullying and what can be done to help stop it. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you take something home with you. Thank you.